G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel, and the sixth in the series of rewind reviews of The Bad Batch Season 1. This series is over a year old, but you all know the drill. I'm going to flash up a spoiler warning just to be on the safe side. The sixth episode of The Bad Batch is called Decommissioned, and it was directed by Brad Rao and Nathaniel Villanueva. The characters that pop up later in the episode tie it to Ahsoka's walkabout arc of the Clone Wars Season 7. Look, as far as Clone Wars arcs goes, I'm not the hugest fan of Ahsoka's walkabout. But to be fair, when the other two arcs of Season 7 were The Bad Batch and The Siege of Mandalore, that arc didn't have to be bad for it to be my least favourite. At the end of the day, I still appreciate Trace and Rafa popping up in The Bad Batch, and plot-wise, their presence leads to a far more important connection down the line, but we will get to that. The episode opens with Omega learning how to use a new weapon, and the regulars of the canteen are gambling on whether or not she misses. She misses a lot. But importantly to the plot of the episode, after a bit of negotiating, during which Hunter is clearly outmatched, Sid sets them on a mission to recover valuable intel from a tactical droid before it is destroyed. Oh yeah, Sid's pretty boss with the energy bow too. Omega is part of the team and is not left behind on this mission. Very quickly, the Batch established there is way more security than they were expecting. There's an entrance in the blind spot, but it's up high. And as established in the Clone Wars, Wrecker really does not get along with heights. Once they're inside, the Batch split off. Hunter, Tech, and Echo move to locate the droid at the terminal. Wrecker is the lookout, which means more heights, and Omega is on the platform looking for the tactical droid on the conveyor as it goes by her position. Echo scomps into the network and confirms there is a single tactical droid listed at the facility. The others have already been destroyed. And that gives them only one chance to get this right. Omega spots the tactical droid, but almost as soon as she spots it, somebody else snatches it. So she tells the rest of the team. Hunter tells her not to pursue and to stay out of sight. But Omega runs into another fake factory worker. When Omega draws her bow on the worker, she raises her visor and the audience can see that it's Rafa. So we know, although the characters don't yet, that they don't necessarily have to work against each other. The other worker who has the head, and who we realise by this stage must be Trace, even before she raises her visor, runs into Tech, Echo and Hunter at the control terminal. So now we have both the Martez sisters in the scene, one held at bow point and the others at blaster point. But Omega is young and her arms are getting tired. So Rafa takes her chances and wrests the bow off Omega and knocks her to the ground, setting everything that comes next into motion. Because Omega had the bow cocked, and when it goes off, it alerts the real workers that something funny's going on. They lock down the facility and call in the police droids. While both the Batch and the Martez sisters try to keep the droids at bay, they also play a game of keep away, as both teams try to control the droid head. After Echo shuts down the whole system to override the lockdown, Wrecker has to activate the main control panel, which of course is also up high, and he has to jump quite a span to reach it. So while he does manage to restart the system, Wrecker also manages to hit his head again. But this time, before going unconscious, although after being shot, Wrecker starts the ominous phrase said by clones who follow Order 66, "Good soldiers. Good soldiers." So in case it wasn't already clear, we know what's going to happen in future episodes. Meanwhile, when the system was restarted, the conveyor belt started moving again. In the game of Keep Away, both Trace and Omega were tracing the tactical droid along the conveyor belt, but Omega gets herself stuck. Trace eventually turns around and saves her before she gets incinerated. The two teams are still stuck in the factory with the police droids shooting at them. Trace, with the help of Tech, uses the tactical droid head to take control of the battle droids at the facility. They use this as cover as they escape the factory. But in their escape, the tactical droid head is destroyed. On board the Martez sisters' ship, the Silver Angel, we get to the moral discussion of the episode. The Batch are mercenaries. Or at least they're working as such. They were giving the head to Sid for credits, with no idea how it would be used. Trace and Rafa were retrieving the head for their unnamed contact, who wanted the information to fight against the Empire. As the Batch disembark, to reboard their own ship, Hunter reveals that Tech had copied the data, and he gives the information to the Martez sisters. Now, while I get that Hunter as being noble and self-sacrificing in this scene, I never understood why they couldn't just copy the data again, and both teams could get what they want. Trace and Rafa get the data, and the batch get paid, but that's not what happened. Of course, the big question at the end of the Bad Batch episode is who's the dude in the poncho? Character wearing a poncho? Well, that instantly puts Cal Kestis in the running, right? Of course, we find out later that the figure was Captain Rex, but that leads us into next week's Rewind review of the 7th episode of the Bad Batch, Battle Scars. So thanks for joining me. Please leave me a like, subscribe, hey, say hello in the comments. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing out.